Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video that was requested by my subscribers. Last week I posted my 20 random facts about me video, and I talked about my tattoos a little bit on there, and you guys requested that I do a video on my tattoos, so here it is. So to start, I have 2 tattoos that were done professionally, and the rest of them are stick and poke tattoos which were done by myself or friends of mine. Basically, I am a tattoo lover. I want so many more tattoos, and I just think it's so cool that you can have a piece of art on your body forever. Basically, I thought it would be kind of fun to go through all of my tattoos and tell you guys about how I got them, when I got them, and why I got them. I don't necessarily think that every tattoo needs to have a deep personal meaning, but I think you can just get a tattoo for the sake of getting a tattoo. June, lay down. Sorry, my dog. So, without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so I got my first tattoo in 2012. And so basically, I'm going to try and show you. It's kind of in an inconvenient spot, but basically, there it is. I'll insert a photo so you can actually see it the right way up. So basically, it is an anchor in a frame, and it has ribbons underneath that says "Live through this." So basically, the inspiration behind this tattoo was first of all, I found a similar design online, and I thought that it was just a really nice picture. So basically, 2011, I was going through a very, very challenging time, dealing with my anxiety, my depression, starting my transition. Basically, it was a very, very overwhelming time for me. And yes, honestly, I was just struggling every single day, and I needed to find that one thing that was gonna kind of like anchor me down, you know, keep me sane, keep me happy. And that thing happened to be my brother, who was one of my best friends. So he was kind of like my anchor, right? So he was kind of the reason that I kept pushing forward every single day. And the "Live Through This" part comes from the band Hole, which I am a huge fan of. And so basically, they have an album titled "Live Through This," and they have the song "Asking for It." And basically, there's a part in the song that says, "Live through this with me. I swear that I would die for you." So basically, I kind of just loved this idea that, you know, this person was so important to me that if I had to, I would die for them. So, and I'm like a huge fan of Hole, and I was listening to their music constantly at the time, so I attached that to the anchor idea that I had, and I came up with this. And yeah, so I decided to get in black and gray. Basically, originally I wanted to do all black and gray tattoos, but then, as you'll see with my second tattoo, the artist kind of convinced me to do color. But yeah, so that's my first tattoo. I love it. I'm so happy with it. The only problem is that I get asked all the time if I am in the Navy, which is a bit annoying, but other than that, I absolutely adore this tattoo, and I don't really talk about the meaning behind it, but it's a really important tattoo to me. Alright, so my second professional tattoo is this guy right here. Basically, I wanted an idea that was something completely different. And basically, my grandmother passed away in 2002, and we were very, very close. first of all, she had a tattoo of a phone, the receiver end of a phone on her arm for her mother. And my siblings and I used to call her, and she would record all of our phone calls and tape them onto cassette tapes. So basically, the one day we found all of these cassette tapes with a bunch of our phone calls with her on them. And I thought that it was like the cutest thing ever, because these were just, you know, like we'd be calling to let her know that we were coming over, or just calling in to check on her, and she cherished these and she kept those. So basically, I knew I wanted to get a tattoo for my grandmother, and I decided on the phone. And I love the idea of like the vintage rotary phones. I think they're kind of like pieces of art just to look at. It's like they just look so cool. And I got pansies underneath the phone because we used to go to the cemetery and we'd plant pansies on everyone's gravestone when we visited them. So basically, pansies were kind of a very important flower in our family. Yeah, so I paired the pansies with the rotary phone, and I got this tattoo. I wanted to get it on this arm above my anchor tattoo, but the tattoo artist convinced me to do it in color because he said it would look better. So that's when I got it on the other arm. So basically, I'm gonna kind of work towards a black and gray arm and a color arm. And yeah, that is my second professional tattoo. If you don't know what a stick and poke tattoo is, basically it's a home done tattoo. It can be done many different ways. Basically using ink and a needle. I don't recommend it because it is not the safest way to tattoo. I think that you should put out the money to get a professional tattoo. I don't, just, you know, do as I say, not as I do. Okay, so in high school, I was kind of like an art kid. I would draw, paint, write all the time. I was always in the art room, and all of my friends were artists. So we decided the one day that we were going to skip class and practice tattooing each other. So basically, we looked up how to do stick and poke tattoos on the internet and just decided that we were going to go for it. So I have a couple of small stick and poke tattoos on my hand, which I don't usually point out to people, and they're usually not very obvious. So basically, I'll start with this one. Basically, it's supposed to be a kind of like a small triangle, but it's kind of been blurred out since I've had this for like 7-8 years, and I'm pretty sure it went too deep. Basically, we did a stick and poke triangle. I don't know, I just googled online, and basically the triangle shape means or symbolizes change. And I got this at a time where I was just starting my transition and I was going through a lot of changes, so I thought that was appropriate. On my pointer finger here, you can barely see it. I have a white ink cross. Basically, we wanted to test out our white ink that we had purchased online, and yeah, so I got a cross. I'm not religious. I've always struggled with the idea of religion, although I find that like religious iconography or artwork is kind of interesting to me. I kind of just am drawn to it, and yeah, that's kind of the reasoning behind that. I have a tiny handwritten messy J on my thumb. It represents an old friend and a relationship that I will always cherish. And I have some unfinished ones on my other hand, which I'm not even going to bother showing. They're not finished, they're messy. Kind of a disaster. Basically, the first stick and poke that I did on myself. All the ones on my fingers were done by my friends. The first one I did on myself is this one right here. So the wishbone also represents my grandmother and my grandfather. We used to go to their house after Thanksgiving, and they would always save the wishbone and dry it out for us. So every holiday we would go and take turns breaking the wishbone. I'm not sure if anyone else has ever done this, but basically each person would grab an end of the wishbone with their pinkies, and you would pull at the same time, and whoever broke off the larger part of the wishbone their wish would come true, basically. And my family, my grandparents used to always do this. Every holiday we would go and they would have the wishbones hung up drying so we could break them. And yeah, so I did this stick and poke wishbone for my grandparents. And the latest tattoo that I did is just kind of a fun one. It is this little stick and poke milk carton on my arm. Which is not finished yet. I've very, very, very slowly been working on it. Where to start? So, I have no idea why. I'm just kind of drawn to the imagery of milk, like milk cartons, milk bottles. I think that they're very cute. I like vintage milk ads. It's like kind of a theme in like Hole's music. They write about milk all the time. I don't know if that's where it came from. Like I like the concept of like milk and honey, which is in like a couple of Lana Del Rey's songs, and the poetry book by Rupi Kaur. I don't know why this milk shirt that I'm wearing. I just kind of am drawn to it, and basically I just thought it would be cute to have a tiny milk carton. Basically I'm going to go over it and finish up darkening the line so it looks more like the wishbone one, and then I'm going to write milk in lettering on the milk carton. That's it basically for me. Those are the tattoos that I have currently. I can do more updated videos as I get more tattoos. If you would like to see those, let me know in the comment section below. I am dying to get more tattoos. They're just so pricey, and the tattoo shop that I was going to closed down, so now I'm looking for a new place to go, and I'm trying to find a tattoo artist that matches the style of tattooing that I want to get. So that's kind of the challenges that have been postponing me, kind of preventing me from getting my next tattoos. But it's definitely on my to-do list, and I will get there eventually. If you have any really cool ideas for tattoos that you're thinking of, let me know in the comment section, and yeah, it'd just be cool. Or kind of like, I don't know, share tattoo ideas that you already have, if your tattoos relate to mine at all, or just if you want to share the cool tattoo that you have. I would love to know it. I love looking at tattoos. I love hearing the reasoning behind people's tattoos. I think that most tattoos have a really incredible story behind them. Yeah, hopefully that you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and hit the subscribe button down here. Hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.